It's a MeatEater podcast.
Welcome to MeatEater Trivia, the only game show where conservation always wins. I'm your host, Spencer Neuharth, and today we're joined by Cal, Randall, Collin, Chili, Cory, Nate, Sam, and Sarah Delany. Sarah, this is your first time on the show. Tell folks what you do here at MeatEater.
I am on our e-commerce team, so back-end website computer stuff.
Okay, and Cal was checking you on your main credentials before. You have a main hat on. And I think you surprised him when you said he went to school there.
I did. I went to a tiny liberal arts college called Bates College in Lewiston, Maine.
Cal, you were trying to check her on her main credentials, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're not wearing a Bates hat. You're wearing a Maine hat.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been to a lot of states. I don't have a single hat that just says whatever state. So I was wondering.
Well, this is actually the Maine Department of Inland Fisheries and Wildlife, so it's not just Maine.
Mm-hmm.
Good
That's
logo
right.
they have.
Yep.
Sarah, what's going to be your strength in MeatEater
served.
trivia?
That was great.
Probably more so fishing, cooking,
Okay.
maybe conservation, probably not hunting.
Why fishing?
I fly fish.
You fly fish.
I
And you
fly
worked
fish.
at a fly shop right before MeatEater, right?
I was doing fly fishing travel,
Okay.
booking logistics.
That's going to help you in MeatEater trivia.
We'll see.
All right.
I don't want to point. I just want to make it known that I'm probably the reason Sarah has a job here because I did reference her.
Oh.
I'd give him 30% credit.
How'd you,
Hey,
that's a lot of
okay.
credit.
How'd you
Yeah,
two know each
that's-
other?
Well, actually, so when I was in the military, I became really good friends with a guy close to my hometown, both from South Dakota. Him and I became really close. His name is Tom, and then Tom has two younger brothers, and Sarah happens to be dating one of those two younger brothers.
Airing out all the dirty laundry,
Yeah.
Chili.
And as a thank you, Sarah, you just ought to beat him in MeatEater trivia today.
Yeah.
That'd
Wouldn't
make
be
us all
Does
surprised
right.
owe
if that
me a
happens.
beard,
It's not hard.
so
Yeah,
we'll
should
see.
be tough.
At least I can grow a mustache. So.
Now, this is a 10-round quiz show with questions from MeatEater's 4 verticals, which are hunting, fishing, conservation, and cooking. And there is a prize. MeatEater will donate $500 to the conservation organization of the winner's choosing. And today's episode is brought to you by Yeti, whose hard coolers are built to keep ice for days and live on for decades. For the stat of the week this week, we're looking at the number 0. That's how many days there are until the MeatEater Trivia expansion packs are available. That's right. They are on sale right now at store.themeateater.com. Thank you, Phil. There is a hunting expansion pack and a fishing expansion pack. Each expansion pack has 200 new questions and costs just $10. You don't even need the original MeatEater Trivia board game to enjoy these standalone cards. Just toss the expansion pack in your glove box or backpack. You've got hours of outdoor entertainment. And as always, we're donating a portion of sales to conservation. That means your purchase helps fund things like land access and wildlife habitat. It's quite literally the only board game where conservation always wins. Now, last year, we sold out of the board game well before Christmas, and we anticipate the same thing happening again this year, so go get yours before it's too late. The MeatEater Trivia Hunting and Fishing expansion packs are available right now at store.themeateater.com. They're sitting in front of us. If you're watching the YouTube channel, again, you're some of the first people to see these. You can get them on our website right now. And next week, we'll have a similar message about the MeatEater Trivia Collector's Edition, so stay tuned for that. Now, here's our infrequently asked questions segment. If you have a trivia-related question for our crew, send it to trivia@themeateater.com with the subject line IFAQ. Daniel Riley says, WTF, one day Spencer just shows up with a mustache and no one even talks about it. Did he lose a bet? Kennedy Swan says, why did you shave your beard to a handlebar mustache and soul patch? I think it was for a Halloween costume, but my husband disagrees. Well, Daniel and Kennedy, I did not lose a bet. It was not for a Halloween costume. I just did it. That's it. I wish I had some grand story about it. That's it.
People are so demanding about hair choices. It's so bizarre to me.
Mm-hmm. We had Chili razzing Nate over
Yeah,
here.
Nate, what's your goal here?
It was a Halloween costume.
What's the end game here?
You saving up for a down payment?
People listen to you more when you have a stash.
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't know that because
So
obviously,
are they like half listening to you then?
well, yeah. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people have complimented me on it, namely 3, which is 3 more than I ever got compliments
Wow.
on a shaved upper lip.
Nice mustache, Nate.
So 4.
That's 4.
I think I'm going to keep it.
There you
At
go.
least through the rut.
Yeah.
There you go.
No
and I
special
want to say that
reasons.
it's not that you're always changing things up. So I don't think anybody
Well,
was
yeah,
like,
right-
oh my
right now.
God, look at that mustache.
Right now, I'm letting it grow because I've got a cold archery hunt next week, and I want to. That keeps me warm. It also, knocks down some of the glare when I'm hopefully 12 yards from a buck. So
Where are you going?
we'll see. South Dakota, leaving Searing. And we have some housekeeping to get to. On a previous episode of Trivia, we had a question about what the fishing acronym CPR means. The correct answer was Catch, Picture, Release, which encourages anglers to practice catch and release with certain fish like trout and bass. But Drew Donzella wrote in with a photo that he took of a sign at a fishing access site in Connecticut that was created by the Department of Environmental Protection. That sign asked anglers to CPR, which they defined as consider proper release. I also found a pamphlet from a Wisconsin Trout Unlimited chapter that encouraged fishermen to consider proper release when targeting trout. Now, that's certainly the less popular version of CPR, that is catch, picture, release. But if you said consider proper release as your answer, then we'll consider that correct. Either way, the acronym's goal is to get anglers to keep more fish alive.
That's like the start of a 12-step program. We just want you to consider proper
very
release.
emphatic.
And then come back to us once you're like considering it,
That's
and we'll
right.
get you into the rest of the program. That's weird.
CPR.
Don't agree. Isn't that DEEP, Connecticut?
Deep
Department of-
Connecticut?
Well, isn't that their acronym for fishing game?
It must, Department of Environmental Protection. I can't keep up with some of those agencies. Have like one that sort of manages, it feels like state parks, and one that manages wildlife. So I don't know how their breakdown is. Now, the Shelby Index for today is a 7, which is her best score on MeatEater trivia ever. With that, we're on to the game of trivia. Play the drop, Phil.
Look, I need to know what I stand to win.
Everything.
How's that?
You stand to win everything.
Game on, suckers!
Question 1, the topic is gear, and as always, this will be multiple choice. Which of these debuted first? Is it Ford F-150, Remington 870, Rapala Shadrap, or Bass Pro Shops? Which of these things debuted first? Ford F-150, Remington 870, Rapala Shadrap, Bass Pro Shops. Shelby getting a 7 could give her a victory today. She's won one game ever before with the Shelby Index. This could be the second. I don't think it is as easy as she made it seem. Which of these things debuted first? F-150, Remington 870, Shadrap, Bass Pro. Is everybody ready?
How did Shelby win the game during the testing phase where it's only
That's
you
right.
two?
Mhm. She had a Shelby Index of 5, and I think our winner also had 5. And then I gave her the multiple choice question when I got home, and she had a closer answer than Yanni, who was our winner that day.
I don't understand how you can consider it actually winning if there's not the social pressure.
Well, in the bookkeeping, Yanni got the victory. So,
Yeah.
Is everybody ready? Go ahead and reveal your answers. We have Sam saying Bass Pro, Randall, Remington 870, Cal, Remington 870, Cory and Chili say Remington 870, Nate and Collin and Sarah say Bass Pro. One of you two groups is correct. The correct answer is Remington 870. The Remington 870 made its debut in 1950. Bass Pro was in 1972. The Ford F-150 was in 1975. And the Rapala Shadrap was 1982. Other things that happened the year the Remington 870 was born include the start of the Korean War, the comic strip Peanuts was created, and the first ever credit card was used. Question 2. The topic is cooking. This 1991 movie created the famous pairing of, quote, liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti. This 1991 movie created the famous pairing of liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
I think it's fava.
Yeah, I agree.
Fava beans. Okay, that's fine. Won't argue with you on that. I got too stressed about the pronunciation of the wine.
I went
up the
to
beans.
a new bar to me in an old Montana town a couple
okay.
weeks ago, and they had chislic.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What kind of meat was it?
I don't know. It was like very expensive chislic.
Okay,
I
then
think they were upgrading the beef.
If it's very expensive, I would assume it's lamb or mutton. But if it just seemed reasonable, then it was probably beef.
I think it was like $19,
Okay.
which seems very expensive for deep fat fried or deep oil fried
Listen,
meat.
Cal, you try some, and then you'll know the price tag is worth it. It's our state nosh in South Dakota.
I get it, but I mean,
Is that an official category?
What's that?
Nosh?
No, they
That
made
would
it
be
one.
good.
Mhm,
Yeah.
They made it one. This 1991 movie created the famous pairing of liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Here's a hint.
Is everybody ready?
really
No,
good. in
not
the
ready
headphones.
yet.
Do you think you know it, Sam?
No, I definitely don't know it.
Okay. Does everyone who's going to come up with an answer have their answer?
What's going on there, Colin?
I don't know. I can't think of
That's
anything.
tough.
If I come up with a guess, it's gonna be stupid.
Chili, are you ready?
I have so many hints I want to drop.
Go
so
ahead
many.
and reveal your answers. We have Sam saying Fargo, Randall and Cal and Cory and Chili say Silence of the Lambs. Nate says Silence of the Lambs. Collin and Sarah don't have an answer. The correct answer is Silence of the Lambs.
No way I would have got that.
Phil, that's a great. What's the musical group that does the song? It puts the lotion on the skin.
You
or
mean-
else it gets the hose again.
Oh, I have no idea.
Isn't that a Joe Dirt bit? They reference it in there as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Chianti is a dry red wine from the Tuscany region of Italy. In the book, it was an Amarone, but producers changed it to a wine that they thought was more familiar with audiences. Here is Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter
thank you.
delivering that line.
A census taker once tried to test me. I ate his liver with some fava beans and a nice Chianti.
Corey
That's spot on.
did his little hiss. Do it one more time for us, Corey. Very good, Hannibal Lecter over there. Question 3, the topic is woodsmanship.
So you should have been for Halloween.
Name 2 of the 10 states that have a pine tree as their state tree. Name 2 of the 10 states that have a pine tree as their state tree.
2 of 10, huh?
2 of 10. Cory won the MeatEater Halloween costume contest last week. You could see him wearing that costume on MeatEater Radio. He was Merlin the Wizard.
I got to give a shout out to my wife who should have won that. And I'll give her the $100 gift card.
There you go.
That was all her. She ordered it, said, "This is what you're wearing." I said, "All right."
And there's a whole family affair. You had Merlin. What was your son?
Marshall was King Arthur.
And what was your wife?
Queen Guinevere.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very creative.
Got lots of candy that night. Not because of the costumes.
Name 2 of the 10 states that have a pine tree as their state tree. Is anybody very confident, like they know this?
No.
Just some educated guesses happening.
If we put more than 2 answers,
You're going to get it wrong.
damn it.
Sam, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Go ahead and reveal your answers. We have Sam saying Oregon and Washington. Randall says Washington, Minnesota. Cal says Montana, California. Cory, Montana, Idaho. Chili, Colorado, Montana. Nate, Georgia, Alabama. Collin, Maine, Washington. Sarah, Maine, Vermont. Phil, were you able to follow all of those?
I lost track after Cory.
Okay, we're going to come back here. We'll read these again. We have Chili saying Colorado, Montana. Nate, Georgia, Alabama. Collin, Maine, Washington. Sarah, Maine, Vermont. The 10 states.
Turns out it didn't really matter that I lost track after
The 10 states are Alabama, Arkansas, Idaho, Maine, Michigan, Minnesota, Montana, Nevada, New Mexico, and North Carolina.
I think Cory was the only one who got it.
Cory Calkins.
Good job.
That's right.
One of 8 players to get the 2 of 10 states.
It's like Stanford is a tree.
Pine trees are the most common state tree in America, followed by oak trees and maple trees. Every state has a state tree, but California and Nevada are the only states with 2 state trees. Question 4, the topic is fishing. According to Orvis, this is, quote, the most widely used knot for tying 2 pieces of monofilament together. According to Orvis, this is the most widely used knot for tying 2 pieces of monofilament together. Cory, did you get question 1 right?
Yep.
Okay, then we have a perfect game still going. This is question 4.
I'm so jealous.
The most widely used
Should
knot
be.
for tying 2 pieces of monofilament together. Sarah, do you have this one right?
I think I've got a shot.
Okay.
We'll see.
It's one of 2.
Chili, do you have this one right?
I think so.
Okay.
Corey, I don't think Corey uses this one though when we go fishing together.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah, I don't like this one.
yeah, if it is what I think it is, Corey has said some bad stuff about this now.
All right. Is everybody ready?
Talking smack about knots.
Go ahead and reveal your answers. We have
Sorry, I made
Sam.
a last minute change.
Okay, we have. He didn't look at the boards. We'll trust him. Sam says, "What's your answer?" Sam says, "Surgeon's knot." Randall, surgeon's knot. Cal, surgeon's knot. Cory, what's that say, Cory?
Well, you don't have to read
Surgeon's
that.
knot.
Surgeon's knot. Chili,
We'll see what the answer is.
surgeon's knot. Nate, surgeon's knot. Collin, fisherman's knot. Sarah,
That's what I call it.
blood knot.
Yeah.
That hint from Chili there, that's what tipped me over the edge.
Oh,
Because I prefer the blood knot.
The correct answer.
So much stronger.
The correct answer is the blood knot. Or barrel knot. Only Sarah got that one right.
Tips you right over the edge of the cliff, dude.
Yeah.
Orvis says the blood knot is the best knot for construction of a tapered leader, but they also say it's a knot that anglers struggle with most. According to them, the speed blood knot is a good, easy alternative, but because the tag ends go through the central loop in the same direction, it's not a true blood knot.
But what does Orvis know?
You'd think the most widely used knot would be the easier knot, but
You're saying
That's
the
just half the
surgeon's knot is easier? Or
lot
the,
easier.
Okay, but you like the blood knot better.
it's stronger between the two.
Orvis declared it again the most widely used knot for tying 2 pieces of monofilament together.
Where's Orvis based again?
Was it the Northeast?
It's in Vermont.
Yeah, that's pretty much the point. Like everyone here is surgeon's knot.
Everyone over there is a blood knot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Question 5. The topic is hunting. This next great question is via Josh Ringsmooth. Zwicky Archery invented this small game arrowhead with wire springs that they refer to as, quote, the unlosable miracle point.
I've lost them.
Oh, lucky.
We have some disagreement with the marketing they use. Zwicky Archery invented this small game arrowhead with wire springs that they refer to as the unlosable miracle point. Who said they've lost one? Oh, okay, 3 of these. What were you doing, Cal, when you lost yourself one of these?
Watching a grouse fly away with it in it.
Oh, it was in it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cory, what was your story?
Certainly a few grouse take off with mine, and then others grouse ducks right when I let go and the arrow just sails for miles.
And Chili, why did you lose one of these arrowheads?
Well, it's in a tree somewhere.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So it was not retrievable.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know where it's at.
The unlosable miracle point.
First time I shot a squirrel with one of these, I had this vision that it was just gonna punch it.
Uh-huh.
Like knock it out.
Mm-hmm.
And it just went straight through. Made a perfect hole.
You know what I started doing? This will save everybody some cash. Sorry, Zwicky. Wing nuts.
Oh, yeah. My pops taught me that one, just around the field point.
Yeah, around a field point. Yep.
Is everybody ready?
Hot tip.
If you want to get fancy, you can go down a size in your field point and then make the grains back up in your wing nut.
There you go. Is everybody ready? Sam?
Yeah.
Go ahead and reveal your answers. We have Sam saying wingnut. Randall, without an answer, looks like he drew a flu. Or what would you draw there?
It was meant to be a judo point.
Okay, Cal says judo. Cory, judo. Chili, judo. Nate, judo. Collin and Sarah, without an answer. The correct answer is judo point.
Feeling all right, Randall?
Shut up, Cory.
This is the hardest game I've ever
Got
played.
an,
now I remember why I don't come to this.
scoreboard update coming up here shortly. Judo points have grabbing hooks that prevent arrows from disappearing under grass or sticking into trees. They are a popular choice among stump shooters and small game hunters because they're so hard to lose. Other companies make similar broadheads, but judo is a registered trademark by Zwicky, making them the Kleenex of wired arrow points. Phil, we're halfway through the game of trivia. Give us a scoreboard update.
Sam and Collin, I still believe in you. We've got Sarah with 1 point. Nate and Randall have 2. Cal and Chili have 3. And in first place, he lost the perfect game, but he's still in the lead. It's Cory Calkins.
Wow.
Good
Catching
job,
up to
Cory.
do.
What'd you lose on, Cory?
The knot.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone except
wrong knot.
Sarah.
Not
Got
one.
Yeah, when I got that one
According
wrong,
to Orvis.
I was happy because you got that run wrong. So it meant you couldn't get a perfect game.
Question 6. The topic is conservation. This next great question is via Al Basha. This brand awkwardly tweeted in 2016, quote, "We don't put oil on ducks for ads. We use footage that our partners capture." This brand awkwardly tweeted in 2016, "We don't put oil on ducks for ads. We use footage that our partners capture."
50-50.
Randall doing some erasing. Chili, how do you feel about your answer?
That's tough.
50-50.
Cory, is this going to keep you in the lead?
Yeah, I feel pretty confident in this
Okay.
one.
This brand awkwardly tweeted in 2016, here's the quote, "We don't put oil on ducks for ads. We use footage that our partners capture." Oh, Chili said 50-50, and he's going with the other option. Is everybody ready?
No.
Go ahead. Oh, sorry, Sam. We'll
okay.
give you a few seconds here.
Sorry,
Sam.
the bell doesn't lie.
Okay.
Oh.
Send it.
Sam's not
That's good
cheating.
thinking.
He's not going to look up. All right, Sam says EPA. Randall says Dawn. Cal, BP. Cory, and Chili. And Nate say Dawn. Collin says BP. Sarah says Dawn dish soap. The correct answer is Dawn. The room did pretty well.
BP does put oil on ducks.
Just not for ads.
For ads, though.
Dawn struck marketing gold in 1989 when Chevron tested multiple dish soaps on oil-covered animals. They found that Dawn cut grease faster and better than other brands, which elevated them to conservation royalty. They claim that their soap has helped clean over 75,000 animals that have been affected by oil spills in the last 40 years.
What's the word on animal-specific shampoos? This is like a bone I got to pick with my wife since she's not here.
I don't wash my dogs.
Randall owns, how many dogs do you own?
We own 3 dogs.
3 dogs.
We don't
They
wash
look like
them.
they need baths.
No,
they don't.
We have dogs that have an oily enough coat that they don't require bathing. The grime just slides right off.
Cal, what kind of shampoo does Snort use?
The last time I washed Snort, it was with tomato sauce.
Okay.
Because she got into a skunk. So
On this subject, though, I was thinking the other day, why is it that kids get the shampoo that doesn't sting when it goes in your eyes? I was like, why don't they make all shampoo like that?
They put too much trust in you, Randall.
Is it like? I just
if it doesn't hurt, you're not doing it right.
It's like why do the kids get the easy stuff?
Question 7. The topic is wildlife. This pop star shocked Hollywood in 2024 when she married a 49-year-old gator guide from Louisiana. We have Chili. Is the only
Yeah,
one
we
confident
know
in the
who
answer.
keeps up on the gossip.
This pop star shocked Hollywood in 2024 when she married a 49-year-old gator guide from Louisiana. Chili, do you know this one for certain? Okay, Chili's got a
We're
little
looking
grin.
for the pop star, right?
Yeah, we're
Pop
gonna
star.
name.
What is pop?
This isn't
musician.
a
Not the
hint,
Gator Guide.
but there was a lot of when they got married, the ex-fiance of the guy came out and started causing a big ruckus, and it was just kind of comical to read on. It was pretty funny.
What else you got?
Phil, what have you gotten this one right?
Oh, totally.
Okay.
And I was gonna, before I read the follow-up factoid, I was gonna
Okay.
tell a little anecdote during this, but I'll
All
hold
right.
off.
This pop star shocked Hollywood in 2024 when she married a 49-year-old gator guide from Louisiana. Randall, do you have an answer?
I do.
How do you feel about your answer?
I feel okay. Oddly enough, I encountered this bit of arcane knowledge very recently, and I'm not sure that I can recall the name of the singer, but she shocked Hollywood.
Yeah.
Specifically Hollywood.
Yes.
All right.
I would say, well, I don't want to give too much away. I'd say pop. Pop is a little. That's kind of a stretch.
Okay.
2024. That's this year.
This musician, I wrote pop star, which I found others reference her as a pop
Oh yeah,
star.
she's very famous, but
But sure, Phil would maybe disagree with this. I even saw there was, I think, a Rolling Stones headline that was like, "Is this person a pop star?" Which they then talked about it in there.
Well, that's kind of a hint.
Okay.
What's the other genre that they might fit in?
We're not going to say anymore. This may be pop star shocked Hollywood in 2024 when she married a 49-year-old gator guide from Louisiana.
Going off the reservation here.
I could be wrong.
You could be wrong.
The room is struggling to come up with answers. We're going to need some answers here shortly. We're going to flip over the
Is she?
whiteboards.
Well, no, you told me that.
She's not married.
I mean, wait, if you're gonna guess pop star,
I was the first one because
If it wasn't for Instagram, I wouldn't know that.
All right, is everybody ready?
I just want to be a good example to our friends that are competing here and aren't guessing when they don't have a good answer.
Go ahead and reveal your answers. We have Sam saying Carrie Underwood. Randall says Lana Del Rey. Cal says Janet Jackson. Corey, Sabrina Carpenter. What's so funny, Randall?
Oh, I'm just Chili. Chili had all the
says
confidence on this.
Lana
and
Del Rey.
We have the same answer.
Nate says Zendaya. Colin says Taylor Swift. Sarah says Madonna. The correct answer is Lana Del Rey.
Wow.
Chili and Randall got that one right. Lana Del Rey met her future husband, Jeremy Dufresne, in 2019 while taking one of his airboat alligator tours. Dufresne's Instagram shows pictures of him deer hunting, catfishing, and crabbing. Steve Ranella is a big fan of Lana Del Rey, and when I texted his wife Katie about the news of her marrying a gator guide, I asked if she'd give me a quote for the podcast. Katie responded saying, "I thought that was just a rumor," to which I sent her an article confirming the wedding. Katie then said, quote, "Oh my God, Steve is going to be devastated. I mean, I legitimately almost feel bad for him. Her husband is Steve's age. Someone actually has to make sure he's okay when he hears this." Steve and Katie have been married for 16 years.
Wow.
So maybe that's how you encountered it, Randall, is maybe you heard Steve talking.
No,
Okay.
I can picture a photo of this man.
Phil, is there a song that we should know Lana Del Rey by?
Video games?
Yeah, her big breakout was "Summertime Sadness," which was done as like a remix that was all over pop radio. I'd say that's the only song of hers that's been like radio friendly. She's
You guys really gave it away because I initially had written down Katy Perry, and then Phil said, "I don't really know if I'd call her a pop star." And if Katy Perry isn't a pop star, darn it, no one is. So
Okay.
thanks for causing that reconsideration.
If you take this
Phil.
one back, Randall, we'll split the winnings.
And yes, shocked Hollywood. I think she's a decade younger than him. You'd expect someone who's in like an A-list musician to run around with a similar crowd. Instead, she wound up with her gator guide tour.
Gotcha.
People.
Here we go. Question 8. The topic is cooking. This is our listener question of the week, which was won by Sabine Gratch for sending this great question. Sabine is going to get a board game signed by the crew. If you want a chance to win our listener question of the week, then send your question to trivia@themeateater.com. Sometimes used to hold condiments, this 7-letter word is defined as, quote, a small dish for baking and serving an individual portion of food. Sometimes used to hold condiments, this 7-letter word is defined as a small dish for baking and serving an individual portion of food. Room is looking kind of stumped. Do you have this one, Nate?
Yeah.
Do you have this one, Cory?
This was the amount of M&Ms I was allowed to put in my popcorn on movie night.
Whoa.
Okay.
So I'm very familiar.
Uh-huh.
Dang, if my answer's correct, that's a lot of M&Ms.
Dog bowl?
Randall's still working on an answer over here. We're going to get a scoreboard update after this. This is question 8. Sarah, you look confident you got this one?
I do believe so, yeah.
Okay, 7-letter word. A small dish for baking and serving an individual portion of food. And another hint the question gives is that it's sometimes used to hold condiments.
Or M&Ms.
Or M&Ms, that's right. Randall, thoroughly stumped.
I don't think I would know this if I didn't work in restaurants for a while. It's
Ditto.
kind of a. It's not really like
Some hints from
Home
Phil
use.
over there. We've got a few a few players though who are confident. in
Yeah, I
their
think we're
answer.
done with hints. Right.
Candy dish has 8 letters, and it's 2 words.
Yeah.
Well,
That's 9 letters.
With the space.
10 letters space.
Oh, there you go.
Randall, do you give up?
I guess I give up if we're all just
Go ahead and reveal your answers.
Oh my God.
We have Sam saying ramekin.
Oh, I never
Randall,
would have gotten that.
without an
I never
answer.
would have gotten
Cal and Cory say ramekin. Chili without an answer. Nate says ramekin. Collin without an answer. Sarah says ramekin. They got it. The correct answer is ramekin.
How do you spell it?
The
Is it with a
spelling
K?
is R-A-M-E-K-I-N.
Whoa.
Ramekin.
Extra point for good spelling.
Wow.
Serious Eats declared ramekins the true MVP of a good kitchen. They can be used for baking, serving, decorating, measuring, and more. A traditional ramekin is round and white with a fluted texture on the outside and a small lip.
Creme
Phil?
brulee,
That's
onion
right.
soup.
If you'd asked me what a ramekin was, I would have said it's the sponsor on the Golden State Warriors jersey.
Oh, what is the sponsor by them?
Radican.
Oh, okay. Phil, we have 2 questions left. Give us a scoreboard update.
Oh, whoops! I just faded. Ooh, what happened? Are we good? Sorry about that, home
Whoa.
audience.
Mother.
Sam, Collin, and Sarah, you're out of the running. Randall and Cal have 4 points apiece. Chili has 5, and still in first place is Cory Calkins with 6 points.
Cory, have you won MeatEater trivia before?
That's a hard no.
Okay.
Let's get some good questions here,
that is.
Spencer.
2 questions left.
Substantive.
Question 9, the topic is fishing. This next great question is via Dallas Virgilio.
Great names this week.
This waterway, which was originally referred to as Clinton's Ditch, connects the Hudson River and Great Lakes. Randall wanted some substance. Is this enough substance, Randall?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't have an answer quite yet. This
No, I
waterway, which was originally referred to as Clinton's Ditch, connects the Hudson River and Great Lakes.
It was throwing me off at first because I was thinking
Okay.
of the wrong Clinton.
Cory is slow to come up with an answer. Randall has his done already.
Scoreboard.
That's why I can do that.
Yeah, I know.
Nate, do you have this one right?
I think so.
Okay, I think
Punching
you're still
up
left
is
in the
fu-
game as
punching
well.
Up is fun.
It's near.
No.
This
no hints.
waterway, which was originally referred to as Clinton's Ditch, connects the Hudson River and Great Lakes.
Pretty near.
Oh,
Deer
you don't
Camp
have to
District.
help anybody, Nate.
Yeah, but I want.
Oh, okay. Now, ramekins come in all shapes and sizes, so show us how big your ramekin was there, Nate.
Well,
that
let
you
me
were-
use this
the
little
M&Ms.
Yeti top
Okay,
right
he's
here.
got a Yeti
It was like
coaster.
this
Mm. Like,
this is a terrible example.
Like 3 of those on top of each other?
Like a medium ramekin.
Okay.
Yeah, like a small, little small boy.
An M&M popcorn-sized ramekin.
Yeah, exactly.
Not a creme brulee size.
No,
like a can of dip.
2 of those.
This waterway, which was originally referred to as Clinton's Ditch, connects the Hudson River and Great Lakes. Do you have an answer, Cory?
I do, and I think it's really funny. It's not right.
Okay.
I hope everybody gets a good giggle.
Okay.
I think I know where you're going.
Is everybody ready? Sam?
Is it something out of the Star Report?
I'm not sure.
Go ahead and reveal
we had a similar
your
reference
answers.
a couple weeks ago.
Oh, wow.
We have Sam saying Perry. Randall says Erie Canal. Cal says Erie Canal. Cory says Lewinsky Canal. We have Chili without an answer. Nate says Erie Canal. Collin, Delaware River. Sarah, Erie Canal.
18 miles.
The correct answer is Erie Canal.
Wow.
That's going to make it an interesting game.
Holy cow.
The Erie Canal was proposed in the 1780s and built in the 1810s. Political opponents of the canal and its lead supporter, New York Governor DeWitt Clinton, called it Clinton's Folly and Clinton's Ditch. The waterway is popular for shore anglers and is home to largemouth, smallmouth, pickerel, pike, carp, bluegill, rock bass, perch, crappie, and more.
Dang.
Phil, we have one question left. Give us final score.
Land of opportunity.
Oh, it's a barn burner. Oh. Randall, Cal, Chili, and Nate now all have 5 points.
Okay.
Cory missed that last question, but he's still in the lead.
Down with Cory.
Cory gets this one right.
Let's
He
do
will
it, guys.
Win the game. We have Randall, Cal, Chili, or Nate. Get a correct answer.
Give a
I
dog.
feel like we just cornered him in a back alley.
Give a dog a bone, would you?
Question 10.
Chili,
The
go for
topic
his knees.
is hunting.
I need those.
What agency maintains the National Instant Criminal Background Check system that's used when buying a gun? This is the final question. What agency maintains the National Instant Criminal Background Check system that's used when buying a gun? Cory, if he gets this one right, will secure his first ever victory. Cory, how do you feel about your answer?
Like 85%.
Okay, 85% certain. He's got 4 players that are right on his heels that could tie it up if they get it right and he gets it wrong. What agency maintains the National Instant Criminal Background Check system that's used when buying a gun?
Last question, right?
This
Correct.
is the final question.
Yeah.
Is everybody ready? Go ahead and reveal your answers. We have Sam saying FBI. We have Randall saying FBI. Cal says FBI. Cory says ATF. Chili, ATF. Nate crossed out ATF, wrote down FBI. Collin, ATF. Sarah, FFI. The correct answer is the FBI. Meaning we are going to overtime. Play the drop, Phil.
Get out of here.
There it is.
If you ain't first, you're last.
Shelby won.
I think just cut it at if you ain't first, you're
Shelby
last,
did win
and then like
today.
go into other stuff that's funny. I never liked it. Hey Phil, off, man.
Now, although several state and federal agencies help create the background check system, it's operated by the FBI. After you fill out a 4473 form, it can take anywhere from 30 seconds to 30 minutes to complete the background check. According to the FBI, some things that can cause a failed background check include if you've been convicted of a crime that carried a sentence of more than 1 year, have been dishonorably discharged from the military, have a restraining order, or have been convicted of domestic violence. We are now into overtime, which will be a numerical question. Whoever is closest between which players remain, Phil?
Nate, Randall, Cal, and Cory are all tied up with 6 points.
Whoever is the closest between those 4 players will be declared the winner.
2 potential first-time winners.
That's right.
God, that's
Nate
exciting.
And Cory. Someone could remove
it's you and me
themselves
versus them.
from the
believe it's you and I.
jabroni list.
I was trying to be colloquial.
Any points?
It
there?
is me.
The overtime topic
There
is
you are.
public lands. How many miles is the shortest route between the north entrance of Yellowstone National Park and the north entrance of Joshua Tree National Park?
Good gravy.
How many miles is the shortest route between the north entrance of Yellowstone National Park and the north entrance of Joshua Tree National Park? Randall, have you been to those two national parks?
Have not been to Joshua Tree National Park.
Okay, Cal, have you been to Joshua Tree?
Driven through it, yeah.
Corey, have you been to Joshua Tree?
I have not.
Nate, have you been to Joshua Tree?
No.
All right, we have an advantage then for Cal.
Does everyone know where it is on a map, though?
No.
Yes.
Interesting.
How many miles is the shortest route?
Because that information could
between the north entrance of
Might
Yellowstone
get you within 500 miles.
and the
So what I'm
north
doing,
entrance
Randall, is I'm
of
taking
Joshua Tree.
the rough estimate of the distance across the park and then stacking those parks on the mental map
That's
that
what I
I
was
have of the world.
Wow.
I was just stacking them up.
Okay. Again, this is a route that you were driving, not the way the crow flies.
Are we stopping in Elko for a Star Burger?
Why would you go through Elko?
Isn't that the shortest distance?
I'd go to Arco for an atomic burger.
Is that in Dumb and
That
Dumber?
would be just bizarre.
No, it's in Arco, Idaho.
Oh, really?
America's first
Oh,
atomic
sure.
city.
America's first atomic city, that's right.
So they got a charming little main street there in Arco.
Shorten this up a little.
Great Mexican place, too.
How many miles? It's the shortest route between the north entrance of Yellowstone and the north entrance of Joshua Tree.
I don't know if I've ever been to a gas station anywhere else where they're more proud of their chicken tenders than
Oh, yeah.
Arco, Idaho.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You can smell it from a mile outside of town.
I didn't say they were good. I'm just saying they're real proud of them.
Okay.
Like, oh.
Shout out to Arco.
I mean, they're chicken tenders. Like, how bad can they be?
Is everybody ready? This is a quiz of your knowledge of road trips and public lands. Cal? Everyone has an answer because if somebody happened to get it right on the nose, MeatEater's going to add an extra $100 donation at the end of the game. Go ahead and reveal your answers. We have Sam saying 1,326.
Wow, we're close.
We have Chili saying 1,750. Collin says 962. Sarah, 950. And our 4 players left. We have Randall saying 1,357. Cal, 1,168. Cory, 1,681. Nate, 469. The correct answer is 974 miles, making Cal our winner.
Nice.
He was within, what, about 100, 200 miles of the correct answer.
He's got smaller thumbs, so the whole...
That trip would take roughly 15 hours and 25 minutes to complete. The route passes through 7 states as well as Salt Lake City and Las Vegas.
Colin and Sarah were very,
what
we're
did
very
you say?
close.
You were dang near,
974?
974 miles. Sarah had it within 24 miles of the correct answer.
I was 12.
Oh, 12. I'm sorry. Colin even closer.
That's my
Wow,
shiny
Colin.
moment today. I didn't get a
Damn.
single one right. So
Well
Tiny
done,
bit of
Colin.
redemption.
All right, Cal, where is the $500 donation from MeatEater going to go?
Being as we have this like renewed sagebrush rebellion, a bunch of folks who hate American freedom trying to steal our public lands. I'm gonna donate to backcountry hunters and anglers.
Okay, BHA, Cal sending $500 their way via MeatEater. Are there any new developments, any kind of news to talk about with that, or just like the general election seasonness of it?
No, it's got nothing to do with the election. It's just so the state of Utah sued the U.S. government for the unappropriated BLM lands in Utah, about 18.5 million acres. And then a bunch of states with no dog in this fight signed on an amicus brief. And then all of a sudden, Wyoming, a place that I know people love the hell out of their public lands and, you know, general American freedom.
A lot of BLM there.
They signed on in the amicus brief. And so did Idaho. And yeah, it's just really, really bizarre to me. It's like these folks woke up one day and they're like, you know what? I hate America. I don't want people to have opportunity. Let's take that away.
And we covered this subject, what was it, a few weeks ago on MeatEater Radio? Did you talk to the BHA CEO and president?
Oh, that was several weeks ago, yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
let's maybe seen this one coming.
Oh,
And
yeah.
don't forget the MeatEater Trivia Hunting and Fishing expansion packs are available right now at store.themeateater.com for just $10. And thanks to Yeti for sponsoring today's episode of MeatEater Trivia, the only game show where conservation always wins.
Yeah, Spencer from South Dakota, he's the host. Using those smooth, mellow tones, he lays them questions down. And he likes taking those 2- and 3-year-old bucks. And he's an avid amateur rock hound.